What is going on, guys? It's your boy Void here. We are talking about 3 tools that I like to use for software engineering, hiring, and I guess like the whole recruiting season in general. I think 2 of these tools are definitely lesser known, but kind of on the come up. And the other tool is a tool that everybody should know. If you don't know it, you're going to need to. So make sure you stay tuned all the way through. I don't expect this to be a long one, but I do expect this to be one of the most useful ones. The first thing that I want to mention is when you're applying, when you're playing your numbers game and you're applying to 100, 300 different companies, you're going to need a resume review at some point, right? And most likely, you want a review from someone who has made it there to that position that you want. The good thing is, one, I have a video on how to prepare your resume and things you should look out for, so make sure you click it up above here. The second thing, the tool I'm about to mention is incredible. So it will let you send in your resume for review with someone who works at a company of your choice. So that's really cool because if I'm applying to Facebook or if I'm applying to Samsung, I can specify, hey, I want my resume to be reviewed by someone at Samsung and see what they think about my resume. Now, this is really useful. The tool is called Revify. That's going to be revify.me. So that's going to be that's going to stand for resume, review, and modify. That's how they got to the name Revify. Basically, you just submit your resume to this like database of people. They will assign your resume to a person to review it from a company that you specified, and you should get your feedback pretty quickly. They're not the biggest tool right now. So it's really crucial that you get in your resumes into the system before this service blows up. I couldn't recommend this more. The second tool that I'm going to mention is actually another website that isn't as known either, but it's very, very useful. This one is called candor.co. So what Candor offers is a multitude of services. If you go to their website directly, you'll see that they have a lot of negotiation stuff, and I think that's their main thing. They help you with negotiating. They are comprised of a lot of former recruiters at big companies. So just like Revify, this is going to be very useful for you. You can schedule like a free session to review your offer and see if it is a competitive offer for your level. That's very useful if you're trying to negotiate. There aren't a lot of services that are free for negotiation, so that is awesome. They also offer some like guides and stuff from like working from home to performance reviews, a lot of stuff that's useful for once you have an offer and negotiating and onwards. So that's really cool to know. I'm also subscribed to their newsletter. I like reading tech news. I find it very interesting. And they send me like a weekly thing about different companies. For example, I just found out that Google has the slowest hiring process of all the big 5 companies by far. And that's not really a surprise to me because I've gone through the process. It's a good process. It is just kind of slow. But yeah, if you didn't go through the process, maybe you wouldn't have known that. So it's cool to be signed up for this newsletter because they send you some pretty good relevant information. Before I get to the third thing, I want to mention that everybody should like and subscribe because I believe that my channel provides some value as well. I try to make sure all my videos have some use. I try to make sure that I answer all the questions in the comments. Like, I do think that you can gain some value out of clicking the subscribe button for free. And even if you don't, it'd be really cool for me. But the next tool that I'm talking about is going to be really cool. It's called levels.fyi. Levels.fyi is basically another website that will allow you to compare salary ranges for different positions, different companies, different locations, and all of their data is verified. So that's awesome. Like I'm pretty sure you have to submit like an offer letter whenever you submit your compensation. So all these numbers are legit. They have, as far as I know, the biggest database of like just data points for total compensation. So if you want to know what any company, basically any company that you would want to work for pays, you can check them out before you even interview. If you're looking for a new job, this is particularly useful because, well, I mean, frankly, you want to know what to expect. And if they ever ask you, how much salary do you expect to get paid? You know what range they pay for your level in your location by checking on levels.fyi. At one point in the recruiting season, I was using this so often that I think it was almost in like my top 8 visited websites or something, which is kind of crazy because it's just like a salary comparison thing. But at one point I got a little like, I was really into it for like a couple of months whenever I was like negotiating and all that good stuff. Just to go over them again: Revify, Resume, Candor, Tech News and Negotiation, and levels.fyi if you want to explore salaries, explore different cities, different pay ranges, all of that stuff. I wanted to include a fourth one, which was Glassdoor, but I found myself not really using Glassdoor too much for software engineering positions. I'm sure they do have some good stuff, but I've noticed that the total compensation is pretty off for at least a lot of companies that I've looked at. But something that Glassdoor could be useful for is looking for, like, when you're preparing for interviews and looking at what types of questions that company might be asking you. So there is still some value in it, but I don't think it has as much value as these other 3 tools. And I think Glassdoor is more known than these other 3 tools. So I wanted to make sure that I called out like the lesser known tools. That way you are fully prepared to tackle whatever it is you need to tackle. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate that a lot. And I will see you guys next time.